Moving on to day 3. So day 3 is focusing on analysis. If you can call it analytical day, analysis day if you like. Okay, you have a sample in the universal bottles. Okay, from various stages of your shake flask and fermentations. Bioreactors and shake flask fermentation experiments. Okay, in the fridge. So in here, you're going to do dry weight and glucose analysis using DNS. That's two main assay that we use at the moment. Okay, so you take 2 times 1.5 mLs already pre-weigh Eppendorf tubes. So you should take a measurement, if you like, in the beginning of all the couple of Eppendorf tubes that you're going to use for dry weight, okay, analysis, their dry weight measurements. Okay, so this is because you have F1 and F2, flask number 1 and flask number 2, and then bioreactors. Okay, and in that case you should have 3 then, but let's just continue. Okay, so yeah, you should have 3 in here, I think, because 2 from flask 1, flask 2 shake flask experiment, and then 1, okay, another one for the bioreactor experiment. Okay, this is 7 ml, but you can just take 2 times 1.5 ml. Centrifuge at 3000 rpm for 10 minutes, and then at the end of centrifugation you have precipitates, okay, which you remove, okay, the supernatants, okay, and from the precipitates, okay, and then the precipitate can proceed to cell dry weight experiment, and the supernatant can proceed to the glucose analysis, glucose assay. So this is more details for cell dry weight. Okay, you can have a look in lab manual number 6. So the precipitate cell that you already centrifuge from here, okay, first step you wash them with buffer, saline buffer, okay, same volume 1.5 ml. So it was 1.5 in the beginning. Now you wash it up with 1.5 ml of saline buffer to resuspend the cell basically, or wash them back. Okay, so this is actually for both shake flask experiments. I mentioned maybe this should be 3, yeah, 2 from the shake flask and then another one from the bioreactor. Maybe another 2 also from the bioreactors also. So you have 2 and 2 from flask, 2 from bioreactor. Total is 4 Eppendorf in here. Okay, from each experiment, shake flask 2, bioreactor 2, so that you know the weight of. Wash it up with buffer, saline buffer, and then again centrifuge this saline buffer, move it away, and then you can remove or decant the supernatant, which is basically saline buffer. Maybe you should do this 2 times, maybe. Okay, check with your instructor on the day, and then after the washing and centrifuge, okay, remove the supernatant, decant supernatant, you put them in the oven at 90 degrees C for at least 20 hours. So that might be a good idea to do this first thing in the morning also. So you do the actual dry weight, okay, later on in day 4. This is day 3, by the way. So you process all the samples that you collect from shake flask and bioreactor experiment to do cell dry weight according to lab manual number 6, and then glucose analysis according to lab manual number 6 also. So for glucose analysis, okay, you need to prepare or to make standard curve first using known concentration of glucose, that you know exactly how much glucose in each of these. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, total 6 Eppendorf tubes containing a known concentration of glucose. And then you proceed with DNS method in the lab manual, read the absorbance, and then you plot the graph of the glucose concentration against absorbance. Okay, this should produce color. DNS should produce color that can be read, okay, at absorbance 540. So from this standard curve, you can then get the equation from the straight line. Yeah, y equals to mx plus c. M refer to the gradient. If you plot this using Excel, you can generate the equation automatically, and then use that, okay, in the subsequent process to know the actual concentration or actual glucose concentration in the unknown sample, in the sample that you collect before, because those sample you don't know how much sugar in there. So you prepare glucose according to the manual, let's say from 0 glucose to 0.1 milligram per milliliter of glucose, that you know the concentration from each of this bottle by dilution, okay, depending on the dilution, and then plot it as a standard curve. Get the equation automatically using Excel. And then for the sample, remember the first one is the standard. Okay, this is your actual sample from the shake flask experiment and also from the bioreactor experiment. You continue the same methodology, okay, DNS methods. And then similarly, you read the absorbance at 540, but only this time from the absorbance value, you can use the equation that you obtain to get the estimate of the glucose concentration in your sample. Yeah, not this is the standard that you already know the glucose, but in your sample, you do not know. In theory, you should get a curve like this, where as the fermentation progresses, the number of glucose decreases steadily. Okay, so you can plot this using the standard curve determined from glucose concentration and plot the graph. Okay, hopefully you will see something like this, because in theory, as the fermentation proceeds, the number of glucose decreases from whatever it was in the beginning of the fermentation to a very, very small concentration that you will see based on the absorbance reading. So from day, you should get output of day 3, you should get cells in the drying, okay, in the ovens, you have a standard curve, and then you have your own sample curve. You should also plot your pH versus time, dissolved oxygen versus time, temperature versus time, etc. That's the output of day 3. On day 4, so the main activity is continue with the dry weight measurement, because you already oven it for 24 hours. Okay, you can then take out from the ovens and then weigh it. Okay, and then take the difference, because I told you in the beginning, you already know the weight of each of these Eppendorf tubes. So the difference between the new weight and the empty weight is the weight of your biomass, dried cell weight, DCW. Okay, so you can plot that also, DCW against time. Hopefully you get something like this. So that's the main activity for day 4. It should be simple and straightforward. Just get the weight measurement. And on this day 4 also, make sure you clean up everything. Bioreactor should have been done in day 3. Once you finish the experiment, bioreactor experiment, okay, 24-hour experiment. So you could clean up your bioreactor and shake flask in day 3. In day 4, just general cleaning of whatever the whole experiment that you did from Monday until Thursday. So I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope it is clear. Thank you.